There's this room at the beginning of Half-Life 2's 8th chapter, Sand Traps. The door is locked, and the glass is bulletproof. You need to climb through that little hole to enter it. When you do that, a zombie appears and starts banging on the window. But you might have noticed, that zombie wasn't there before. It magically spawns in when you enter the room. I hope someone was fired for that blunder. Welcome to Video Game World Tours. I'm not ready for another spooky chapter. It's only been one full chapter since Ravenholm, and I'm still recovering from all the headcrab jump scares. Now we got a dark tunnel with fast zombies in the mix? No thanks. Oh, we're back outside already. I genuinely thought this whole chapter would be going through some spooky tunnels. Weirdly, I am a bit disappointed. I thought I'd be exploring a new type of environment. Instead, we're back to foggy cliffsides. Now that I realize that, I kinda do want the spooky tunnels back. There's not much for a bit here. It's just kinda empty. It's weird being able to stand on this beach and gaze out at the foggy horizon without creatures attacking me. This game does a really good job of setting the mood. The first building you come across is a mostly empty house. The front door is locked, but if you look in the window right next to the door, you'll see a hole blown in the wall. That's some good level design, that you're able to see the intended entrance once you realize the door is locked. This is a very nice location for a home. Look at that view of the water. You know this was prime real estate back in the day. Let's get a tour of the house. Got a kitchen here, with some very lovely beds, I might add. Nothing really on the second floor. And then the third floor, with a cute little final stand area. Though the roller mines found a way around this guy's barricade. There's an infestation of them in this house. It's good fun to launch them out the window. And then you can watch them enjoy their beachside vacation. Again, just a lot of nothing after leaving that house. You do eventually arrive at a Combine checkpoint. They were hostile to me before, but we're chill now. We talked things out. Let's see, there's like 5 or so Combine, but only 2 beds at this whole checkpoint. Sure, maybe some of them were dropped off because they knew Gordon was on his way, but maybe that's a normal amount of them to be stationed here. Maybe there are 2 to a bed, and then 1 in the bathtub for good luck. I bet it's pretty boring out here normally. There's probably exactly 0 travelers along this path outside of Gordon and the occasional Resistance member. Now I understand why they usually set up checkpoints near houses with a swing set. That's at least something to do. Nothing here though, sadly. At this roadblock further down the road, there's a small puzzle for you to solve in order to raise the gate so you can progress. You need to find 2 car batteries to fully power this. One is within spitting distance, but you'll have to look a bit for the other. If you've played this game before, where did you find it? There's actually 2 outside. One is under this bathtub. That's the one I used. But there's also another way up there. It's a bit tricky to get. Well, tricky if you're using the gravity gun. Sometimes you'll get lucky, but it's kinda hard to aim with it. A well-placed rocket shot definitely does the trick. There's something special about these batteries though. You need them to progress. So what happens if you just throw them in the ocean? The fishies deserve a treat. Magic car batteries. They always come back. It's funny how so much of this game tries to be authentic and, quote, real, but then they just throw up their hands and respawn these car batteries if you get rid of them. I guess if a player is willing to throw away their one key to moving forward, they probably don't care about realism in the first place. Actually, it seems like you might not need the Jeep to progress. If you can walk a pretty long distance without it and reach the next set piece, the game doesn't accost you. It doesn't demand you go back and get the Jeep to park in this garage. This fella just skips to the line where he tells you to continue your journey on foot. That's probably the smart game design choice, though it would be funny if the game demanded you park the Jeep in here, so you'd have to walk all the way back to get it. Maybe it's best I'm not in the business of making games. I'd make too many choices based on whether it'd be funny or not. They'd be exclusively torture simulators. The Resistance base here has a couple buildings. This one is completely empty. Not even some beds in here. You'd think they'd find some use for this space. This building over here is more interesting though. We're kind of under attack right now, but they can handle it. Now this is more like it, an actual livable space. Feels like a restaurant or bar almost. They do the cooking back here. This could normally be a dining area. I don't know what this could be. Okay, look, maybe it's not a bar. This hole in the wall throws me for a loop. Now it feels more like a barn than anything else. There is one more interesting space though. Through here is some storage. And up there? Well, there's no ladder leading up to it. If you want the box, you can use the gravity gun to pull it. But if you stack some boxes, you can actually climb up there. And it's just nothing. How was someone supposed to get in here? Imagine being one of the residents of this neighborhood back in the day and wondering about that mysterious room that nobody could get into. All the other windows are easily seen from the inside, but there's no easy way to reach the top one. In reality, it's nothing. There's no secret. It's just empty. It'd make for a pretty good hideout as a kid if you could somehow sneak back here. I guess NPCs in general just love these playground things. Maybe the Combine are raiding this base so they can get access to these, though they seem broken. Bye-bye! A lighthouse. Lighthouses are always cool. Nothing of note here, really. Though the actual bulb of the lighthouse looks kinda weird. I can't tell if it's supposed to look like that, or if this is a glitch introduced by some of the new updates to the game. I'm trying to see if Gordon Freeman's in-game model is reflected in this. I know he uses a gray, low-poly model in the world, since you aren't supposed to see him in third person. I don't think it's there, but I'm still not quite sure what I'm looking at. Got some normal, non-stressful platforming along a cliffside here. Man, how about that? We're back on foot. Missed the Jeep already. Oh, this is the antlion part of the chapter. When Laszlo eventually dies, this other NPC claims he was the greatest mind of his generation. Kind of a crazy lore bit to drop. I went to the wiki to confirm how to spell his name, and apparently this character was initially planned to have a role in Half-Life Alyx, but was eventually turned into a brand new character, Russell. In the game, you can see that he has a notepad with the password Laszlo written on it. That's definitely crazy. Imagine if this random guy ended up playing a bigger role in a later game. I like this little scene further on where you reach a dead Combine soldier next to some civilians. Wonder what these guys' stories are. Is this antlion responsible? How did someone build this doohickey above antlion-infested ground? That's wacky. Don't have much to say about this section, world-wise, but it's fun to play through. Eventually you reach the Vortigaunt camp. Is Gordon a bad guy for stealing all the supplies from the camp? I'll let you be the judge of his moral character. Huh. It's funny how they have a Combine soldier corpse hanging up here for antlions to attack, and they love to do it. Even though the guy's dead, and antlions never attack corpses. Don't think about it too hard. I like how before you'd want to turn these thumpers on to protect yourself from the antlions, but now you need to turn them off since they're your friends. And this isn't even a spot, really. I just love this section of the map. It's so fun to command my antlion minions around and watch them do all the hard work. The bad guys never stood a chance. There's this peculiar indentation in the ground further down the path. Don't know what to make of it. It gets spooky in here with the red lights. How did this boat get up here? It feels like this is a spot they'd hide a head crab in any other chapter, but they give you a break from that nonsense and sand traps. A charred corpse here, though. What's his story? I think it's super cool that, once you get into Nova Prospekt, calling antlions has them flying over the walls. It's like a medieval castle siege or something, with things being catapulted into enemy territory. And it is such a cool vibe fighting through here. Though I am left with a question. What's this building? There's no door leading into it. No windows, nothing on top. It's just a slab. They could have given it a non-functional door at least. Come on. It's neat how you come underground from here, but then surface over there. More Valve making good, efficient use of their levels. Doesn't feel as linear when you wrap back around on yourself like that. Or not like a linear set of corridors, at least. It's funny how it just says Nova Prospect up there, like this is McDonald's or something. Empty crevice over here. Not even a dumpster or anything in this spot. Weird. You then enter the building, and you're in the belly of the beast. Been a while since this game's been claustrophobic. I'm down for more of that. Oh, guess I have no other choice but to go forward. Ah, and that's the end of the chapter. Bit of a shorter video today, but I'm just glad to be past the beaches of this and Highway 17. I was getting tired of seeing those. They make for good vibes, but there's not really a lot to show off on plain beaches and roads. Hey, we got a whole prison ahead of us though. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, Pretizens. See you all next time.